It is the Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That, of course, was Autograph from the Sign In Please record with a tune called Deep End. And on the line right now, checking in from the deep end of Autograph and the deep end of the pandemic and everything else right now, it is the bassist of Autograph. It is Mr. Randy Rand. Randy, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. I'm in Florida right now. My wife got me a little gift to send us to Florida and see the ocean for a while since they let us do that. So that's what I'm up to right now.
Oh, well, that's not bad at all. At least you're not staring at four walls, right?
Oh yeah, I've done that. I don't like it.
Exactly. Well, Randy, I wanted to tell you a quick story because I think I owe you $10, and you're gonna laugh when you hear this.
All right.
When I was, I guess maybe 13 years old or something in 1984, I remember distinctly they used to have those tape clubs, the Columbia House and the RCA one. And I remember distinctly ordering Sign In Please as one of them and never paying for it. And I remember getting it, and I wore this tape out for a while. And ironically, my mom ended up stealing the tape from me because she liked it, and she wore it out too. So I think between myself and my mom, we owe you $10 for stealing your tape.
No, I owe you $10 because I got two new people to listen to the album. That's awesome, man. That's way awesome.
It's just, isn't it ironic that all these years later we still remember those little things, and with certain bands and certain music, we remember exactly where we were when we first heard them.
Oh, that's never changed, man. I remember the first time I heard the Beatles, I went, "What the heck?" Because I went from bluegrass and gospel music to rock and roll after that. After I saw them on Sullivan, so I understand that completely.
Sure. Yeah, it really is. It's the power of music. It really does infect your soul and just kind of, it ends up guiding most of us for most of our lives.
It absolutely does. Absolutely does. It's like once it gets in your soul, you're kind of screwed. You know what I mean? It's just got to keep listening and learning. It's awesome.
Sure, and it's even worse for you guys that actually pick up an instrument and play it, because then once you get that bug in you, that never goes away.
Oh God! Once you step on stage and you see people enjoying what you're doing, it just takes it to a whole new level that you never knew you'd go to. It's an awesome thing. It's one of the best art forms there is.
Sure,
it's awesome.
Absolutely. Well, Randy, certainly right now, that awesome piece has been taken away from you, but it hasn't slowed Autograph down. You guys have new music that you're releasing, and I would imagine as soon as the doors open up, you guys will be right back out there on the concert circuit again. So why don't we start there and maybe talk a little bit about what the current state of Autograph actually is?
Okay, sure. What do you want to know?
Well, let's start with the music. I know there's the new song. Is that just a one-off single, or is that part of a release that's coming out, or?
Well, it's a one-off single for now, which will probably be combined with other stuff we're writing now. Because once we got Jimmy Bell in the band, oh my God, the writing is just improved like insanely. It's awesome.
Sure. Definitely. And Jimmy's an unbelievable guitar player, and one of the most, at least to my ears, one of the most underrated for a guy that plays the way he does.
Oh, I totally agree. And then to watch what he does, he's so fluid, it's almost frightening. But he said, as a kid, once he picked up, he's a drummer like I was. I think we all started with drums. And then the first time he picked up a guitar, he went, "Okay, that's it, I'm done." And he's been doing that since he's 11 years old. Sure.
Now, obviously, the reason he's there is because Steve Lynch left the band. What happened with that? Was he just tired of it and wanted to move on, or family?
No, I think he really, honestly, was tired of just playing the same songs he's done all of his life, And but he actually wants to go to another more of a musical trip, more of a guitar playing thing instead of songs and all that stuff. But good faith to him, man. He's been a good friend to me for 30 some odd years, and I hope he does great, man.
Sure,
I do.
Absolutely, man. But Now, Autograph as a band, you guys obviously returned, several years ago. Now it's not a new thing anymore. I mean, Autograph.
Oh God, no.
You returned. You retooled the lineup, and you've gone out there, and you had, like any other band, especially when you reform with a different singer, you go through the wars of people saying, well, it's not the same, and this and that. It happens to every band that does it. For you guys, how difficult has it been? How has the fan response been for you, and the critical response, et cetera?
Well, this is how I put it, and Simon, our singer, he was from Jailhouse too, so
right.
He's not no slacker either. But he took some heat at first, but he's strong. The reason we still call it Autograph, because I'm the only one left.
Right.
two of the guys passed away already, and the lead singer is doing commercials and stuff, and he didn't want to go back on.
Right.
So me and Steve decided to go out and play again, just because we wanted to play again. It was fun. But now, what I want to tell people is, it's not Autograph. Yes, it is, because this is just a reforming of the thought process, the metal, but still with the harmonies. And it's like, if we called ourselves anything else, we probably wouldn't even be booked. It's just tough out there.
True. No, it's there's a documentary that's out there called Band versus Brand, and it really is the definition of that. It's is it a band or is it a brand? And really, it sounds like you've accepted that it is the brand, and that's okay. I mean,
no, it is. Yeah, it is.
Go ahead.
It's the brand. But what it is, it's we do a lot of the songs from the old albums, but plus we do the new stuff from our last album we released, and the new stuff are coming up. But a lot of people will come up and say, "This is not Autograph." We go, "How can you say it's not Autograph? This is the new step. That's just where we're going right now." And I understand there's a lot of memories for people. I got laid the first time I turned on the radio and da 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 da.
Right.
But I got no problem with that, which is great. But I can't just sit by the rest of my life and go, "Oh, we had a hit." I want to play. I'm a player. I'm a writer. I'm a singer. I'm not just going to sit there and say, I already did it already, so we're done. I'm going to quit playing music. So it's just something you got to get used to. That's all.
Sure. And in 2020, just seeing how the whole industry is, not just you guys. I mean, certainly there's a bunch of other bands that fall into the same category as yours does. There's one original guy and a retooled lineup around it. Do you think that the term band, that actual word now, is outdated to the industry that we're in now? Because everybody associates it just with lineup, with the people in the lineup. And quite frankly, the term band in the way most people consume music now has more to do with the songs. It's the batch of songs that you bring to the mix more than it is the four guys that were together 40 years ago in a garage somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. It's there's so many great musicians out there, and it's really fun going out and playing with the guys that I kind of grew up with in LA.
Sure.
And like Great White and the Slaughter, and we just have a great time on the road now. But we all have changed. We've all changed members. Some people don't want to do it anymore. Some people have passed on. Some people just go, "I'll never get in a tour bus ever again."
Right.
And so it's like getting together a whole band from back like 35 years ago, because people have businesses and stuff. It's really tough. It's just tough.
It is. No, it definitely is. Do you think for Autograph specifically that the MTV success of like Turn Up the Radio and Blondes and Black Cars as well over-associated Autograph with Steve Plunkett instead of all of you guys for the sole reason of the orange hair?
Yeah, probably. But at that time we were just glad, because I had just gotten off a tour with Lita Ford.
Right.
We went and played Europe with Randy Castile, who went on with Ozzy, and it was just like I liked playing in three-piece bands. I really did. But when I got the call from Plunkett, which I was in a band called Wolfgang with for 6 years in Los Angeles, so it's like me and him have known each other forever, and so it's just I knew it was going to be Plunkett's thing, because he's just that forward guy. He's just I didn't even know half the guys in the band when we got in a Winnebago and went to play our first gig ever with Van Halen in Hollywood, Florida, for 14,000 people.
Jeez, no pressure there, right?
Oh, yeah. We were learning the songs in the Winnebago driving there. It's like, oh my God, we had to pass a hat just to get enough gas money to get there. So it was fun.
No question. Yeah. And then you guys obviously, went right on from there, and I don't want to focus all on the past at all, but I'm just curious when Turn Up the Radio got as massive as it did. And I can't imagine that even you guys expected it, but when it happened, were you just like, Jesus, what in the fuck is going on here? Because everything I'm sure changed so fast for you.
Yeah, it's like I was still memorizing the names of the guys in the band. There's like 3 Steves, and I was confused. I was in the band. And yeah, I remember hearing it when it first came out, it didn't do that well. It really didn't.
Right.
And then the DJs started using it as their opening song. Mm-hmm. And then it just kept going and kept going and kept going. And then from there, it hit the top 20. It's like, what? Yeah, you're right. We all were like going, we thought that song was dead. What the heck? And so we were just as surprised as anybody was. And it was the last song we'd written for the album, too. And RCA did not want to put it out. We said, nah, we're not going to write anymore. Just put it in the album. Put it on the album. So
what was
typical stuff?
What was their justification for not wanting to put that song? I mean, it's such a hook-filled song. You'd think that would be exactly what record executives would have wanted.
Well, what it was is we had our first version of. I mean, the song honestly took about 45 minutes to write. It was one of those. We just started off with a jam, and this guy said, Lynn said, "I got this," and then Plunkett said, "I got this," and next thing you know, it was almost done, except for the lyrics. And we said, okay, we're all tired. We were already touring, and we were trying to write an album at the same time, and we were just done. It was just, this is it. This is all we're going to do. This song is going to happen. And then the demo kind of sucked. so I could see why they thought that. But boy, once I got in the studio and played it, man, as a musician and a writer, that magic just happened. You know what I mean? You just know it when it happens, and you wish it would happen all the time. But yeah. First time we heard it back, it was incredible. We went, this is a hit.
Right.
So it's pretty cool.
And am I wrong in thinking that was the lone song, at least on that album, that you all had songwriting credit for? It was the only true collaborative song, right? Yeah,
it was. Because it was. It's like, I don't know. Me and the drummer was just playing around with Feels Like the First Time, from the Foreigner.
Yeah.
And it's just that dun, 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 dun stuff, just like Turn Up the Radio thing. And then it's just amazing when it falls together like that. It's crazy. But most of the time, Plunkett wrote almost, he was on everything.
Right.
Because he's a great songwriter. That's why he works in the business doing commercials and TV stuff. And he's where he really wants to be. So that's, more power to him too. Sure. There's no hate here. This is all good.
Absolutely. All good. I always thought about you guys' band that while Turn Up the Radio, obviously, it's hard to say that it was the wrong song to release because it certainly has stood 40 years and is still a massive sing-along song. But I always felt like they really missed the boat on some of the other songs on that album. I mean, for me, there were at least 4 other songs that I liked. But I loved Cloud 10. I loved Deep End. In the Night was a great song. My Girlfriend's Boyfriend Isn't Me, I thought would have had, especially at that time, would have had that funny crossover thing. And it just seemed like they didn't market the right songs to keep the momentum going for you guys.
No, what happened as usual is we had an A&R guy who used to be in the Zombies. He's a guitar player. And he really, really, really liked us. And we were first going to do Sinner to Me was going to be our first single.
Okay.
And we thought that was really cool. But then the song that everyone hated, it said, well, let's put this one out and do a $300,000 video on it. And we said, okay, sure, why not? And so I wish we would have done it that way. And then because that way you can build up, like a hit after hit after hit. Instead of Turn Up the Radio, it's still like in the top 50 of all time anthems. It's insane.
Yeah, but it also limited you from ever reaching that point again, because like Blondes and Black Cars to me is a catchier song
Correct.
than Turn Up the Radio, but
I agree.
But it just didn't get that. It wasn't the same, so people were like, well, it's not quite that, and it didn't.
Yeah.
It just didn't impact it. It really, I think you're hitting it right on the head. If they would have not gone with the most catchy song maybe you guys ever wrote, then you probably would have had a much more elongated career.
It's you can always look back and go, I wish we did that.
Sure.
Wish we did. But to be honest with you, I'm glad I got one of those. I've always in my whole life wanted to be on American Bandstand, which I got to do. And I always wanted to have a top 20 song, which I got to do. And I got to tour with some of my best friends back in the 80s with Motley Crue and Aerosmith and Heart. And there's nothing about it I hate it. It was just really fun. It's like, but looking back and go, yeah, that probably would have been better. Like Dokken did, where the first couple of songs were okay, and then they got better and better and better.
Sure.
So it's just and also at that time around 86, 87, every freaking band in Hollywood got signed, and so there's just almost got trampled on in the middle of the craziness.
Right. Well, and I mean, really, just looking back, there's 100,000 guitar players out there and just musicians in general that would kill to have anybody pay attention to them at all. And here you guys came and within no time at all, you had a #1 hit. You're on tour playing with Van Halen and Motley Crue.
Yep.
It's like,
I know, right?
In the heyday. I mean, it's an amazing, it's an amazing, it's weird because there's a couple of bands right at that same time that had that same bang, and it was just Quiet Riot, same thing. I mean, they had kicked around for a while, but they went from nobody knowing who they were to the biggest band in the world for a minute in like no time.
Well, they were the ones that broke open the Hollywood scene. They were, because I know Kevin. I knew Kevin really, really well, and Frankie Banelli, because I played on a lot of stuff that Frankie had done. Sure. In fact, I auditioned for Quiet Riot when I was in Wolfgang, probably about 1979, something like that.
Okay. Before
they really took us, and it just that I was doing the other band, so I never did. So I could have been in Quiet Riot too, but it would have changed the history of rock and roll a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely, man. Well, Randy, let's move forward to today. I know we're skipping a whole lot of time there, but let's jump to today, right, because I definitely want to talk about this new single, "Souls on Fire." Cool song, man. It's a cool song. It fits today's world, So talk a little bit about this song and putting it together. Well,
but Jimmy Bell had sent us, because the guy just writes and can't stop. Right. So he's always sending us something. And he sent us this track, and we went, oh, that's pretty cool. And then Simon goes, I think I have lyrics to that. And it's like our first collaboration with a new guy. Mm-hmm. And it's talk about stupid magic. It was just, when we put it down and we tracked it, we went, no, yeah, this is going to be fun. And it's going to be a great album too. It's like this formulation of the four of us right now is, I don't think I've ever been happier with a band, especially live too. It's unbelievable. You haven't seen us live yet, have you? With the new
I have not. I'm in Cleveland, and to my knowledge, you have not come here since you.
I don't since '85. I think.
Yeah, it's been I was going to say I have not seen you guys, but with Souls on Fire, real quick, you guys are doing something that's amazingly cool, especially at this time, which is donating part of the proceeds from it to frontliners, to healthcare workers. That's a big offering, considering that the pandemic has basically kind of put you guys on the sideline where you're not out there doing what you do either. So, bravo to you guys for stepping up and supporting, seeing the bigger picture, I guess.
Well, every person is a person, and it's like what's going through everything right now. I mean, people are having a hard time with all this stuff, but those nurses and doctors and stuff, it's like, hi, walk into the fire. Just walk into the fire and stay there for a while. Yeah, I bow down to them. I really do. They're unbelievable people.
No question about that, man. Well, here's a question that has nothing to do with music at all, but I am a coffee guy, and I have tried your coffee. I've had a bag of the Get Off Your Ass coffee, and it is a nice blend. I personally would not rate it over Ellison's Roast in Peace blend, but I did enjoy it, and I'm curious where you stand. Do you think that your brand is better than the Ellison brand?
Oh, I would never say that. I mean, that's no. What we should do is combine them and just make it the EMP a coffee blend. So no one would be more famous than the other.
Right, no question. How did you guys get into the whole coffee thing? Was it just because you guys started working with Dave and that was something that came up?
It kind of was. Yeah, it's just kind of like one of the plans. We also have a barbecue sauce. We have a bunch of stuff. You know, we're branding. But it's they go. Would you like to have a coffee named after you? And we went, yeah. And I like it too. In fact, you're right. I like his too. I hate to admit it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, Randy, obviously the pandemic does have everybody sitting at home, and just from talking to you, I'm imagining that even though you're in a nice place in Florida, you're still going crazy because you'd rather be in whatever city tonight playing wherever just to be playing. Talk a little bit about how you guys collectively have been coping and keeping in touch with each other and moving forward.
But writing. I mean, that's how we keep in touch. And plus, we talk to each other all the time because we're like friends, really good friends. And the one thing that really drove us all crazy is Jimmy only got to play 4 gigs with us. And he's like losing his mind right now going, it was so fun, and now we don't get to do anything. And but we keep our minds together because we know this will eventually be done, and then we'll get back out there and kick ass.
No question, man. Well, dude, obviously the new Autograph single is available now. Where can people go to get the single and to keep up with the band?
What I would do is go to autographband.com. That's where we have our website. And you can just check on our touring dates when they happen. And you can order stuff. You can order stuff from our market. Get your copy there, get your T-shirts, get your hats, and you can get the song there too.
Awesome. Well, what do you say we play the song and let the people hear it for themselves? How's that?
That'd be excellent, my friend.
All right. Well, then let's do it right now. This is Souls on Fire. It's Autograph right here on your Classic Metal Show.